Hi everyone, hope everybody is fine. So I'm going to talk about Dorsett Wan Chai Hotel in Hong Kong. It's not a review, but it's more about how their customer service was, how the entire stay in Dorsett was. This is actually the room where I'm currently taking this video. So I'll give you the name once again. It's Dorsett Wan Chai, Hong Kong. Dorsett is actually a well-known brand in Hong Kong. Well-known in the sense that they have a couple of properties in Hong Kong. So they have been in the hotel business, and it's a known name. It's not very upmarket, but it is considered somewhere close to upmarket. And I've stayed in this hotel, so I'll give you a quick take on their customer service and how the hotel is. So Dorsett Wan Chai, as it mentions, it's in Wan Chai, so it's in a very easy to access area. It's at a major transit point in terms of metro, bus, taxis, and everything. And the property is pretty large. In terms of cost of stay, it's, as I mentioned, it's slightly on the upper side, but it's not very high. Like in Hong Kong, you could have really across the chain kind of hotel range. So you can get something which is absolutely at the top end, and then you could have something which is like very budget, very reasonable rate. Dorsett, in terms of customer service, I'll tell you. So what happened is that very hospitable, customer service is pretty good. Their turnaround time in terms of room service, housekeeping is very good. They will listen to you very well on the guest line number when you call them up. So a couple of experiences which I had is that whenever you ask for water, like drinking water, this is a kind of a bottle that I can show you that they give you, and it's like they generously give you. I mean, they don't ask any questions, or they don't have any and this and that and everything. They just generously give you. And then during my stay, actually, they left this kind of a box, right? It says Dorsett Care Surprise Pack. And it has like 5-6 items in there, small gift items and so forth. And each of those items is separately packed. What actually stands out is that in those packs, there is like this kind of a card, and it's actually with a handwritten note of kind of a saying thank you to you for staying with them. And I'm staying with them for the first time. It's not that I've stayed with them earlier. So that's a very, very nice gesture. Like every gift item has a small handwritten note. It is not something which is printed out of the mail and that somebody has signed it, or it is already pre-signed and all. Every single one is handwritten. So that stands out. The other thing is that they have this, the kind of a stay which I have, they have kind of this set menu every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner that they have. Pretty nice. Very Hong Kong style, very local. And you can actually put in your requirements, like if you have any food restrictions, or if there is certain kind of meat that you don't eat, you can actually tell them, and they keep it to it. And as far as my stay goes, they have never made a mistake. Yes, 1 or 2 times they may have mixed it up, which is understandable to a certain extent. Of course, there are people who would always think that you should be absolutely perfect. So you should score 100 out of 100. So yes, there is scope for improvement. They have mixed it up a couple of times, but that was very manageable. I mean, nothing major issues with that. The other thing which stands out with their customer service is that for some of the lunch and dinner, I would say, it was the quantity was very modest, if I would say, in a nicer manner. The quantity was very modest. I mean, even if somebody is a very light eater, I mean, it could be difficult. Let's put it that way. For somebody who is like a heavy eater, for them there could be like it could be a little more severe. So I actually called up their customer service and I said that I just wanted to say that thank you very much for that gift item that you have given, and especially it stands out because there is a handwritten note with all the gift items. And with that I said that this is not a feedback or a complaint, but I just wanted to say that the food that you give, it's very modest in quantity, even for somebody who is a light eater. I can show you. I mean, they give the food in this kind of a box. So it's not like, I mean, it is filled to the brim of it. It could be rice, it could be rice and chicken, it could be rice and veggies, and so on and so forth. This is one of the box. I mean, sometimes they have those other plastic ones, those pre-built ones, and they give you like a cup of rice or a cup of veggies and something like that. So I told them that the quantity is modest. And what happens is that I told them somewhere in the afternoon on a particular date. From the next day onward, what I found is they were actually giving me double food. So if they would give me lunch in this box, they will actually give me 2 boxes of it. If they were giving me 1 box of breakfast, they would actually give me 2 boxes. Now, I know people from customer service industries and people who are frequent travelers, they would say that it is expected that when you call up the hotel service, and if the hotel is honest and true to customer service, they would actually take that feedback, implement it, and try to improve it right away. And that is what Dorsett did, which I understand. But to a lot of customers, it actually goes far beyond that. This was actually a very good gesture. They should do it. They should take the feedback and implement is what is the expectation. I would say that, and they did it. They keep on giving double food to me. That actually stands out to me, like customer service, customer feedback implemented. What happens in 90% of the cases, like people take feedback, they say that tell us how do you feel about our services, but the question is that how many of them actually go on to implement it. Here is a classic case, a classic example of Dorsett Wan Chai, Hong Kong, having implemented it, and right away. I mean, I spoke to them later in the afternoon on a particular day, and from next day onward, in the breakfast onwards, they had implemented it. Also with that, actually with the plastic thing, which I wanted to say is that I find that Dorsett Wan Chai, or the Dorsett brand of hotels, what they have done is that they have gone in very green. They are actually making efforts. So within the room, I could see that they are using a lot of reusable stuffs. The plastic is biodegradable, or the polythene bag that they give, it's actually not polythene, it is from some recycled items. Many a times when they're giving the food, they are actually giving the food in those hard paper boxes, so which is biodegradable, which is more nature friendly. And they have put up notes within the room in various places that be conscious of things that you're using, so that, I mean, your small contribution multiplied by the number of stays and number of people for the number of days, it actually reduces the carbon footprint. It is a lot more environmental friendly. It is a lot more green friendly. So definitely, I mean, if the question is that are there scopes for improvement, of course there are scopes for improvement. Nothing is perfect. But if somebody asked me that I'm traveling to Hong Kong, where should I stay? And this is not an endorsement, this is not a review, and Dorsett Wan Chai hasn't spoken to me about this matter. It's just like I'm sharing my view of my stay in Dorsett Wan Chai. My clear answer to any traveler who would be like, where should I stay? Slightly on the upmarket, I'll say go for Dorsett Wan Chai. Check out. I mean, I'm saying from my own personal experience that this is what my experience has been when I stayed in Dorsett Wan Chai. Very good customer service. I mean, something which stood out was the customer service. I mean, that's what it's matter. I mean, if you ask them or if you tell them anything, they immediately do it, or they try to do it, or they try to understand and help you. If they are not able to do it, they try to give you another option, another solution, and that is what matters. That is what stands out. So thank you very much. I hope you found it useful to understand what Dorsett Wan Chai is, what kind of a stay that you could expect. and check it out on the website in terms of the room rates and so forth. That will give you a better idea as to whether it is within your budget or this is what you're looking at. So with that, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to it. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.